and Jornata, and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania. If you're new here, so today we're going to be playing with the new Sonia G. I keep wanting to say Keyaki set, the new travel brush sets from Sonia G. If you have been on my channel, you know that she by far makes my favorite brushes. So I was so excited that she was coming out with a holiday set. So we are going to be testing these out. I do highly recommend checking out her blogs. She puts so much work into those and does all the comparisons, not even just with her brushes, but other brushes. So if you want more information about the Sonia G brushes, like always refer back to her blog posts, because Sweet Makeup Temptations, I will link it down below, but I very highly recommend that you go do that because she covers everything on those in terms of like what you're getting, how to use it, the comparisons, all that good stuff. So we are going to use that, and then we are going to be getting ready with the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I asked you guys in a poll if you want to see it, so we are going to be doing that today. Please don't forget to subscribe, and let's jump into this video. Okay, so I have the new Sonia G holiday brushes. This is the travel set. I'm going to open it now, obviously, but I have not had the chance. I have family coming over tonight, and I'm like a little nervous. But I was really excited for these. Like I said, I have not been buying much at all. So Sonia G is just one of those people, like I think she's like the Pat McGrath of brushes. Like I get so excited, and I can honestly say like I may not wear makeup every day or use a specific palette every day, but I usually use at least one of her brushes. Like one day like I will own them all, but right now it's just like one brush every like 6 months type thing. So the set was $125, which is a steep price, but if like I could not recommend them enough in terms of like all the brushes that I have. So yeah, they're like little mini travel sizes, but the brush like heads are still like a good size. So we're gonna use these. What I was really intrigued by with this set was that you can use some of these with creams, and I really like that. But gosh, for a travel set, I'm just like, that was so beautiful. But this is what like,
any
the
ideas?
Actual brush looks like. It's so pretty. Oh, but yeah, if you've never felt a Sonia G brush, I would say treat yourself. So they obviously are tiny because they're a travel size set. I want to kind of compare them to like this is the Master face line, and then this is the classic face. So as you can see, like side by side, like it's definitely a good amount tinier. But I mean, we'll see when I use it. I don't feel like I'm just like all the way up here, you know what I mean? Because I've got little travel sets that I'm like, I don't like the way they feel. They're big, like I have to like feel the way the brush is in my hand. So, and I have like Gerber baby size hands. Like they're like in my hand, like they don't look too tiny. So something that I'm always just like, why can't I have nice fingers? But no, it doesn't work like that. But, oh, these are so cute. They're so cute. So I think the mini base is what you could use with creams. I'll definitely double check before we actually get into like the face stuff, but I was really excited. And to be honest, like I feel like this is perfect for like contouring. So this, I'm not traveling nowhere. So I'm okay with it. They're so cute and so pretty. I'm like, I haven't been this excited in a while, but I'm just getting them all out of the packaging. Let me say the Jumbo Blender was one that came in the other set. I'll get into the eye look and talk about this though. So we are going to start with the Jumbo Blender, and I'm going to dip into the Natasha Denona Glam palette because this is what you guys voted for. So I had a lot of people vote for the bronze, and then a lot of people were like this one. So I'm excited because I don't mind. I use this blend shade right here all the time. Like, not that I use the palette as a whole, but I always use just like that one shade. Is just, oh, I love it. So we are going to start with that on the Jumbo brush. But what I was going to say is I have this in the other eye set, and I thought like, I was like, I don't think I'm going to use that very much. Like, it just wasn't my favorite when I first opened it. I use it all the time because if I just want one shade, it's super fast, but I more so like can go in after my eye look and just do like a little few, you know, just in case I got a little greasy in areas, just to kind of blend everything out and do a final pass. Like that's what I mostly use it for. But yeah, all of her brushes, I have found so many ways to use them, and that's why I really, really recommend them. I still think like if you've never gotten one, like maybe go with a bigger set, but I still think this is a really good price if you were just wanting to try out, or like a perfect, I'd be so thrilled if someone got this for me. I say that, I don't really spend that much. How much do you guys spend on gifts? Like, I know that's a weird thing to say, or maybe not a weird thing, but like a personal thing, but like, unless like I really made you upset this year, I mostly, I don't ask for expensive things, and I don't really like get crazy expensive things. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe like my husband or, you know, but not in general. I'm like, that would be nice. I don't have a friend like that. Like, I'm like, me and my friends are broke. So we are just going to blend this up, but same exact, like, quality wise, these aren't, they feel really nice. They feel very, very much like her normal ones. So I like that, because sometimes I feel like you're getting less quality. They obviously, like, because they're so much smaller, it is a lighter brush than something like this. Yeah, it is. But not to the point where I feel like they're cheap. You know, that was kind of, you know, something I was wondering how they'd feel. So we're just gonna blend this out. But see, like I can, and I have fairly tiny eyes. Like, I wish I had lid space. You know, like there's certain people I watch and I'm just like, must be so nice. No, my eyelids are creasy and I don't have a lot of lid space by any means. So before I lose them all over my desk, these are the brushes that it comes with. So you get 2 face ones and then you get 3 eye ones. All right, next we're gonna dip into the smoke shade and the lash line shade. I know that they actually have names, but that's what she called them. Like I said, I mean, I think it can be helpful, but we're gonna dip into those too and deepen up this crease. But yeah, so my family's coming over and I'm really excited about this. Better be new hair growth, by the way. I'm like, where, I don't remember this being this bad. And my husband had got me a new hair straightener last year, or the year before, I don't know, something like that, for my birthday. Yeah, I think it was over a year ago. And it's one of those ones where it has like the actual, it's a dry bar one that has like the brush, it almost looks like a brush straightener. And I like it, it's really fast, but it's impossible for me to get like these hairs, you know? And like some people will just like put something in it and I'm like, I'm not gonna wash my hair again to fix that. Like, no, I'll fix my hair at the end of the video, you know? But I just have really curly baby hair, so I'm just like, if I get that wet, But also like, how? I barely do my hair now. I will say though, I was excited about, I was like, ooh, creams, and then I was like, I don't really use, do you guys use a lot of creams? I don't really. Obviously like my face products for sure. I've gone almost all cream face products now. But yeah, I don't really use a whole lot of creams on my eyes. Mostly because I stopped buying them because like I just feel like they go bad way too fast for me. So yeah, that's kind of why. And you know, like I said, like I get a lot of lid transfer. But yeah, my sister is in town, so she is coming over for, like, she's gonna stay over for a few nights. So I was like, I need to hurry up and film so I can put the mattress up here. And then like my parents and my other sister's coming over, and I'm excited, but I get so like, it's not like they're like necessarily like clean people, you know? But I just feel like my house needs to be clean when people come over. And so now I'm just kind of like, oh gosh, I need to make sure I do this. I need to make sure I do that. I gotta pick up some food because I'm too scared to like cook for my dad. I'm not gonna lie. He's a really, really good cook. Like clams, mussels, fish, everything. Everything. Okay? Bolognese, Genovese, everything. And I'm just like, I cannot compete with you. So I'm gonna pick up some chicken. I'm like, one day maybe I will cook when he's here, but that day is not today. I will say I am holding the brush though, like right at its like end, which I'm totally fine with, but this is just what's comfortable for me. So I am kind of just blending the shades up because it kind of lifts my eyeballs a little bit so they don't look sad. So I'm just kind of packing it on, and then I will blend whatever's left over through my crease. Yeah, do you guys have anything holiday-wise like planned? Obviously, no one's doing like anything crazy this year, but we're just hanging out, just, you know, siblings and spouses type thing. And then we'll probably do gifts tomorrow since she's only in town like till Thursday. So it's nice. This is the first year where I'm ever like, I finished all my Christmas shopping. I can't wait. Like my husband, I can't wait for him to open his gift. Like, hopefully he's excited. I don't know anything about his video games, but I think I got the right one. Fingers crossed, because then he's like, well, he was like, I'm going to buy it for myself. And I was like, you will not. You will not buy anything for yourself. It's a few weeks from Christmas. I told your mom to buy that for you. And of course he's like, I can't talk about that loud because he's next to me. But he always does this every year. He's like, I'll just buy my own presents. So I'm going back in with a bigger brush just because I feel like I covered a little bit too much. But this is what I will do with the jumbo blender mostly, is come back through just to make sure everything is nicely blended together. I will say, like, that one lash line shade though, it's always, even when I did my first like review of this palette, it's a little bit patchy for me. All right, we're gonna go in with this shade here. I'm still gonna use the brush, but I'm gonna start with my finger. I've been a lot more comfortable lately with using my fingers for almost everything. Like my foundation even. Like, I've been one of those people, which I always was like, ew. But it just is what works for me right now. So we're gonna go in with this shade, and then we are gonna go in with this one and pop it on the center. So I am preventing myself from using the pinks because you guys know those are by far like definitely my shades out of the palette. So I'm going to try not to use those today. Does anyone else feel like if I don't do a lot of cool tone looks, it's just not my style. I like warmer shades. I'm happy I got this though, because it kind of forces me to use them, and they are gorgeous. You know, when I'm done with a look, I'm always just like, oh, why didn't I want to use this? But in general, like, I suddenly feel like, I'm like, oh, can I wear gold earrings? Like, no, I need to wear silver jewelry, and I'm not a silver jewelry girl. All right, and then let's grab the little brush. We'll grab this one, and this is the flat definer brush. But yeah, I'd love to know what are some cream eyeshadows that you guys use and what are good for like hooded lids if you have them. I used to love, I did have an old, I want to say it was Charlotte Tilbury cream one. And that was the one where I probably liked the most and I wore the most often. But then that was like pre-crazy makeup collection, and then I don't know what happened to it, but I think it did go bad and I got rid of it. So I take it up because I know it's going to transfer. So I might as well do it as if that was what was planned. But it gives you such a nice little, I like the way that this is shaped so that like I can actually create that little point at the top. Whereas like if it's a fluffier brush, I can't really do that. I like that it's rounded rather than just like a thicker one. So this is actually perfect for my lid size. May not be that way for everybody. I'm really liking these so far. Like I said, I would still recommend like getting the normal, like the Sky eye set for sure is my favorite, especially if you have little lids. That has been my favorite set. I still like the original one, but I just love them all. But by far, I've never regretted any of my Sonia G purchases. There we go. And I will grab that jumbo blender and go back over. We'll grab a little bit, just the tiniest bit, and go for the brow bone. Like I said, I don't generally highlight my brow bone anymore, but we're gonna do it today. Okay, we're gonna go in for it with foundation in just a second, but I did pull out this Marc Jacobs. I This is the Topaz Flash, the sequins line, because I just felt like it. But I love this like little eye pot. So I'm going to put just a little bit. I just get whatever's really left over on the lid because I don't want like a lot of it, but I still am going to just add this to the outer corners just to create something a little more fun. I'm just feeling very like grays. For me, I'm always just like, I want something a little different. So I'm going to just kind of tap that on. And it just gives like, I don't know if you guys can really tell. I'm going to turn this all the way down. But like it just gives a little extra sparkle. So these I always like to just kind of layer. I'm going to put just the tiniest bit. Well, my fat finger puts a lot of bit. But you know what I mean. And just put it on those outer edges. So I wanted to just make sure I'd let you know. But I like this because it doesn't give me a lot of fallout. Alright, so next we have the mini base. And it says the mini base can be used with creams, liquids, and powders bundled with natural bristles, Sokoho, it's been a week, Sokoho goat, and synthetic fibers. It can handle foundation, it's small brush, but it can be used by the entire foundation application. It will blend beautifully, but it will take more time compared to a bigger face brush. The benefit, though, is that it's more versatile. It can be used with cream blush, cream contour, or to diffuse the concealer. My gosh. I don't know what it is, okay? I promise I can speak. Alright, so we're going to use this Face and Body foundation from Dior. I hated this when I first got it. I was like, I don't get it. I still love my Pat McGrath, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was like, I'm only going to use my Pat McGrath foundation if I'm going to be wearing foundation for more than, like, when I'm filming. I'm like, I'm not wasting that. The Dior, I'm like, I like it, but I'm not like, I'm not going to cry when it's over. I think I can live the rest of my life with just my Pat McGrath foundation. I'm going to be completely honest. So I am going to be using this. And to be honest, I don't think it's something I would use for foundation most of the time. I will, though, use it for if, like, I will still throw on, like, a little bit of cream contour, cream bronzer, that type of thing. Especially because usually I have the opposite problem where the brushes are generally too big for, like, my face. Anyone else feel like they have a small face, or is that just me? So I am going to do this today, but I don't think it's really going to take that long. Obviously, I'm not someone who goes for full coverage anymore. So I think for me, this actually might be perfect. I'm actually really liking the way this is feeling. Gosh, it's so soft. I'm so scared though too. I'm like, I've never used I don't have any of her actual foundation brushes. I just haven't gotten that far in my investments yet. But I have all the other brushes pretty much. But yeah, I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna get a Sonia G brush wet. So I do such a light coverage right now of foundation. I just I'm not into the full coverage look. How do you guys feel about, I saw that Fenty's coming out with like powder foundation, and I'm kind of interested. Okay, I'm really interested. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't really I've never found a powder foundation I really liked. So I'm a little interested. I'm gonna clean up my under eye before I put on concealer, that's for sure. But yeah, how do you guys feel about it? Because I feel like it maybe summer wise, I would really like it because I get sweaty. But and it says it's supposed to be like sweat resistance and stuff. But I'm like, for the winter, I always found that maybe it's just because I haven't tried it in so long and makeup has come a long way. But usually powder foundations just stick to every single dry spot I have. Yeah, I don't think this takes a long time at all. But like I said, because I do such a light layer, that also might be why. But I'm not looking streaky or anything. I don't even care. This is like my like therapy time where I'm just like, I could just sit here doing this for a while. Like, it's fine with me. Alrighty, I'm gonna go in with the mini base again just to do concealer. And maybe this will change my mind. Because I was like, I don't know if I'd use concealer for this, but maybe. Not bad. Oh, I'm so happy I did this. I should not have, but I'm happy I did. But yeah, what is your guys' like absolute favorite brush? Like the one that you would replace if you lost? Like, just Like out of any line, like what would be your favorite brush of all time? I feel like I really missed out on some Tom Ford like brushes, and it is what it is. My nose is a little red, so I'm just kind of using whatever's left over on the brush to go down the center. Alrighty. That was so nice and fast. Okay, and then lastly, we're gonna use it for this. So I'm gonna use Mocha from Fenty, and I kind of have to like warm it up in the back of my hand, or else it's a little stiff at first. Why I decided to do all these things when I was wearing a white sweater, someone else told me. Okay, it's like I must enjoy making myself upset. But yeah, this is probably what I would use the brush for most, but it worked fine for foundation and concealer, and I could so see why this would be useful in a travel set. Just because like you would want this, you know what I mean? You would want a brush where you can do a lot of versatility, so I get why like she put this in here, and I'm really happy she did. And I would totally do all the things with it. Lost the patience, and I had gone with a little bit of truffle matchstick. I was like, I usually warm it up on the back of my hand, but I'm like, you don't have time for this right now. But yeah, what do you guys think about the powder foundation? I would love to know. I saw like the new Mac Daddy collection and like Static John. I cannot do palettes where things aren't in line. I just can't. It just drives me crazy, and I'm just like, when the palettes have diagonal pans in them, it's an immediate no thank you for me. But yeah, I was happy. Like, thank you guys so much for support my last video. I was really happy to like feel like everyone was kind of in that weird funk, you know, it wasn't just me. So I appreciated that. We are going to use a powder blush. So I'm going to dip into the Classic Face, which definitely if you want to set, this would be a great brush for, but I'm going to use it for blush, and I'm going to use it to, I might deepen up and use some bronzer, but we're going to go back into the eyes in a second. This is the Patrick Ta She's Sincere blush. It's not one I would recommend if you like a lot of blush, like, and that's all you get, you know, barely anything. So it's definitely not for people that like a heavy, not a heavy brush, but really a blush that's going to show up, which is not really my type of thing. All right, my waterline, I'm actually going to use a little bit of purple. I'm going to use this Vivid from LA Girl. In a pinch, I would totally use this brush in the collection, the flat definer, to smoke out my lash line, but I want to use it for glitter, so I'm not going to use this brush. But I think maybe this might be small enough for me. We will see. So I'm going to use that smoke shade. Yeah, that's actually fine. I was like, this might be a little bit too big for my eyes. I always have to like look back. I can't just do all my makeup sitting down. Like I need to stand up and like see what it looks like in the mirror from like a few feet away to know how much I want to smoke out my lash line. Because up close, I always feel like I'm like, oh, that's enough. And then I'll get in front of the mirror and kind of be like, you could go bigger, you know? So I finished Love Story on HBO Max, and now I'm watching the Flight Attendant show. Not bad, not bad. Well, the Love Story one was a little cheesy. I like Anna Kendrick, but like, even Nick was just like, I can't watch a lot of this. He's like, her voice just drives me a little too crazy, and I was like, I liked it. So I waited until I fell asleep and then watched the whole thing. But it was cute. We're gonna go in with the shade down here. So we're gonna use that one, and I'm just gonna place a little bit of the glitter. There we go, because I just feel like my eyes need a little bit of lightness brought to them. So I like to put a little bit more than just my inner corner. I kind of like to just put a little bit all throughout. I actually feel like that worked out great. So lip-wise, I'm like, oh, I still need a highlight, huh? If I don't have something on my desk, I just use the same ones. It's nothing that interesting. So, which you totally could use this one to highlight as well. I don't think I'm going to because I don't like it to touch a bunch of glitter if I'm going to use this all the time for powder products. But again, it's just depending on what you want to do with these. I will say the one thing I kind of, not wish, but like, even if it wasn't an expensive brush, she makes these gorgeous, like, wood cases for your brushes, like wood brush holders. I want one so bad, but they are up there. And, you know, handmade, I completely get it, but not in my budget. You know, like, it would literally just be for me. It's not something I could use. You know what I mean? It's just, I just could not afford it. That's it. That's the bottom line. One day I will definitely invest in those, but I kind of wish she came out with, like, because it's a travel set, it would have been nicer if it came out in a brush, like, even if it was just a cheap little bag, I would have appreciated that a little bit, because I tend to, like, lose things that are, you know, smaller brushes. So within this collection, like, if this goes in my, like, giant brush holder, it's going to fall all the way to the bottom. I'm going to forget I have it. And then the same thing with traveling. I would really want to keep these safe, you know? So that would be my one only, like, critique with the whole thing. I want to do something different for my lips. So we're going to try this. This is the Smashbox. This is Throwback Jam. I don't know if I've ever worn this, and I know it is unbelievably dried out. So wish me luck. I'm still gonna try to use it. That's my one thing I love. I would say, like, out of liquid lipsticks, like, Smashbox is one of my favorites, but they go bad, like, fairly fast. And this obviously isn't a color I wear often. It's like rubbing chalk. Okay, guys, this is the finished look. The lipstick, I love the way it looks. I'm not even close to you guys anymore because I'm just like, up close, it's not good. It's not good at all. But that's just because it just went bad. Like, I stopped buying these because I was just like, they have such unique colors in this line. Like, oh, I love the gray lipstick. Now I just buy the off colors from, like, the drugstore because I just feel like they're kind of a waste of money because it's not something you wear all the time. Like, I don't really wear this color a lot. Now I'm like, why don't I wear this color a lot? But this is literally, like, yeah, it's not good. Not good at all up close. So anyways, I really like the way this look came out. The Sonia brushes, I'm not disappointed. I have nothing really bad to say other than, like, the few things that, like, I personally prefer in a travel brush set. But I feel like these are very functional for being a travel set, and exactly, like, I know we're not traveling, obviously. But I could get a full face done with this if I wanted to, and that was just, like, I think she really did make a good job in, like, thinking through what you would actually use if you were to go anywhere. So I could, you know, like, I travel from upstairs to downstairs, that's it, you know. I will say, if you are going to invest in a set, I would still, like, highly recommend the Sky Eye set over these, just because I think you get the full, like, Sonia experience. Like, not that you don't with these, but these just hold a very special place in my heart. And if you have little eyes like me, I love this set. At the same time, like, if you can buy them individually on Beautylish, but it comes with, like, there's a Sky face set and then the Sky Eye set. If you were just trying to, you know, get a good mix, this one at least comes with a few different ones where it's not just the eye set. But yeah, I very, very much am happy with this purchase. Like I said, it's not cheap, but I can justify it to myself because, again, I feel like there's never a time where I'm like, I have too many brushes. I have a lot of brushes I don't use, but the Sonia G's aren't one of them. So congratulations to Sonia. I always love seeing what she comes out with. I really want her to come out with more cream complexion brushes, but that's just me being a little greedy. But yeah, that is it for me. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys pick them up? All that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Bye, guys.